into the online broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another Revenge After Show here on AFTERBUZZ TV. If you haven't already done so, feel free to subscribe on our YouTube channel, rate, comment over on iTunes, and I have a surprise for you, fellas and ladies. We have returning Roxy Striar and Christina Kaplan.
I'm so happy to be back.
Me too.
I really missed the show. It was way too long being out of studio, so I'm happy to be here. I'm sorry I was absent. I am back now for a long time.
Hopefully.
I am. Why, are you going to kick me off?
I am not. And Christina Kaplan, good to have you back.
Thank you. I'm glad to be back and really excited about where the season has gone in its return.
I know, it's so great, and for those of you watching us, we are all wearing black to mourn Daniel's death.
It's
Poor
the
Danny.
funeral. I know. I really did feel the worst for you that I felt for anybody. I know how much you love him. It's a hard day for you.
So sad.
And Anna didn't join us today because she's mad at us, I think.
Perhaps.
I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, watching the after show you guys did, she said that I was dead to her. So
I believe I said the same.
this is her
Wait,
revenge.
did she say that about me too?
Yeah, we're dead to her.
Oh.
All right.
Sorry, Anna.
Let's not be dead to the audience. Let's actually talk about the
miss
show.
you.
Yeah.
All right. Tonight's episode called Madness. It was madness in the best of ways. This was just, especially their last 10 to 15 minutes have just been insane.
Yes.
You know, it's crazy. I think that this season has had its ups and downs for sure, but tonight's episode, even like you said, the last few minutes, I love what they're doing. I think that was really, really strong, the decision they made.
I don't even know technically where to begin because it all ties in so much together. But I guess let's start with Jack because, Anna and I talked about it last time. Jack was the one who kind of, he's really stepped into his own where he's kind of formulating his own plans. Malcolm Black shows up at his doorstep as Douglas Taylor, and I was questioning, does Malcolm Black not know that Jack's involved with this? But clearly that's not the case.
Right.
I feel like he knows everything. He knows all.
So why lie about it, though? Why not just be like, I'm Malcolm Black?
It's that intimidation factor. And imagine, he's showing that he knows where his son lives and all of that. I'm not sure if he was positive at first, but I think it was confirmed when he got, Jack's vibe of being there. And then also, I was just really impressed with Jack, that he knew that was Malcolm. I wasn't as impressed that Malcolm knew that was what was going on with Jack, but old Jack never would have known.
Yeah.
He'd been like, oh, this nice man was looking for his dog,
Yeah, he's like totally on top of it now and kind of like developed the sense, the revengey sense, I guess. I guess
to be fair,
around...
I think it was pretty obvious when you said, he knows exactly what happened with Kate, and to say hey, I'm Douglas Taylor, Kate's father.
Yeah, but back in the day, he wouldn't have known what happened with Kate.
Yes, he was very naive back in the day.
Well, I guess he always would have known because if he's doing the shooting, you'd have to be aware. But he wouldn't have done the shooting. He wouldn't have been the person he is today.
I agree with you there. To the point that he steps in. This is the second time, someone's ruined David Clark's plans.
The second time.
Emily was the first.
Oh, this specific plan. I was going to say, I think David Clark's plan was ruined very early on when he was blamed for being a terrorist.
Yeah. There was a plan for that. Oh, okay, sure. Well,
I'm just assuming his life plan was to not be a terrorist. So ruining.
That's a good life plan.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I think a lot of us have that goal.
Yeah, hopefully.
Not to be blamed for causing the plane to. Yeah, I think that was an early on glitch in his plan. So I kind of feel bad for him in some ways. He thinks he's a mastermind, but everybody keeps stepping on him.
Yeah, most of everything that we're going to talk about, we're going to start at the beginning and basically just shoot right at the end. So with Jack gives away this thumb drive, and we've had kind of the safe inserted in before foreshadowed, and now we clearly worst decision ever.
Yeah. So, we don't know exactly what is on this thumb drive, right? It's just, as David said, all of his criminal activity proof of it.
Hopefully there's a copy, because if there's not, that was all for nothing.
I just think it's confusing because this was plan B, right? That was what David was doing. So even if Jack hadn't stepped in, say David had failed and wasn't able to kill Malcolm, and then they did release the thumb drive, then this exact same thing would have happened.
Yeah.
So what was plan B actually? Was David just testing Jack to see which side he would be on, or what was up there?
I don't know. I think there has to be another piece to this puzzle. Like, remember he said Nolan knows. So, because if that was plan B, David, I think, would have known. You know what I mean? Like, there's got to be something else that was supposed to happen if it went that right way. But because Jack just turned it in without, knowing anything about it, It didn't make it seem like he spoke to Nolan before he turned it in, right? He just went and did it. So.
You know what? Maybe what he was thinking was if he didn't kill Malcolm, Malcolm would have killed him. So that drive, along with David's dead body, would have been
maybe some footage that was going to be leaked to the press. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's just
press is always important in this show.
Yeah,
I just feel like maybe he should have said that or something. Like, he knows Jack. He knows Jack's morally has a moral compass,
especially after he made the note of like, oh, that's sweet that you still believe in the justice system,
right? Right.
So he should have maybe, I guess, picked up on that.
I completely agree. It just, I would have thought he was smarter with this kind of situation at this point. Because, like we talked about earlier, he has been burned so many times.
You're talking about Jack?
No, I'm talking about David.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about David. For him to trust Jack with this and tell Jack basically that he was going to commit cold-blooded murder and think that Jack was going to be like, yeah, okay, yeah, that's cool. Whatever, bro. Like, no way. There's no way.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to know Jack that well to know that about him. He's a cop. Come on.
He's been a cop for 6 months.
I know, right?
After training for 1 week.
Absurd. But yeah, so that's Jack. I mean, I don't know what I'm curious to see, and we can talk about it in predictions, what Jack's gonna do, because he feels like crap. And remember, they said the last part is someone's head's gonna roll for submitting false evidence. At least I think that's what it meant.
Well, didn't he said there wasn't enough evidence to hold him?
Yes.
So, I mean, we know that Malcolm Black has a connection with somebody in the FBI. So obviously, or I don't know, maybe this thumb drive wasn't the real one. Maybe Nolan has the real one with all the evidence, and you know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Nolan right now is busy with his own stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he finally, for once, has his own problems that he has to take care of, and he can't be messing around with Emily's life all of the time. He actually asked for her help this time. I think that, are we talking about Nolan now? Because I could...
That's a perfect transition.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a good segue? Go Rox. What? So I think that Nolan is really, really stepping up and growing as a person because he's finally trying to take care of somebody that isn't Emily. And what I love tonight that Emily said was... he said, will you come to dinner? And she said, if you need me, I'm there. And I was like, yes, finally. Like, where's that Emily been?
I know.
Because not that he's needed it all the time, but I feel like she's just so selfish about things.
Yeah, she hasn't, she's, taken for granted all of the help that he's given her. And when he's needed, little things here and there, she's not really willing to drop whatever she's doing and help him like he does for her.
Well, she's just more forward about asking sometimes. Oh, well, that wasn't even true at first. He was like giving so much, and she was hesitant to receive it. I don't know though. I just want to see like one scene, one time where he walks in and she's like, "Hey, how was your day? How's everything going for you? You doing okay?" I know that wouldn't make for great television, but I'm like, come on, man. Like, care about his feelings a little bit.
Yeah.
But she just doesn't seem to.
Yeah, and I kind of like how Nolan's kind of, because we all obviously, Louise kind of, her picture was painted as she really was this crazy person with all these demons, and now it's kind of unfolding to where she maybe really isn't that. She isn't a bad person. She has been obviously poisoned by her family. And
how many episodes do we feel bad for?
I know, right? Because I was
we've been nothing but ragging
I know.
on.
I was like, I know there's something. This girl, like, it's gonna be, released later that she's done something or she has ulterior motives, blah blah blah. When really now it seems like all she's ever really wanted was to have a normal life with friends and a normal family. When obviously they've been making her seem like she's crazy.
Well, her story is really interesting. We learned something new tonight that it seems to be fact. Is anybody disputing that her dad died at 13, when she was 13, and she found him at the bottom of the stairs? That to me seemed to be true.
I think that's true.
Okay.
What do you guys think of Lyman being part of it?
Being a part of what?
Whatever you want.
The meds?
The meds, yeah.
I'm thinking, I think something's up here bigger than even we're thinking right now. Number one, I don't think he's a part of it. This is what would get me into trouble if I was in this world. I just believed his face.
I agree, though.
When he said it, I just was like, I believe you,
But he's a politician, so he
Right,
knows exactly
so-
what to say, and he's,
That's true.
I'm gonna have to verify with my, that's the exact thing to go to.
That's
Yeah.
true. But the other thing that weirded me out a little bit was how Louise didn't seem that surprised when they came to tell her what her family was doing. She was just like, oh my gosh, that's horrible, thank you. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe she knew about this before or something. I know that sounds crazy, but maybe this wasn't the first time she heard that that's actually what the meds were. Or maybe I'm wrong about that and it is just the mom. Or maybe it actually is the doctor and maybe the doctor's crazy and messing with her. Like, we still don't know what's up. We don't know.
So does Louise actually care about the inheritance? If that's what it's really about, just be like, here's the money.
Could it be all about the inheritance? Could Louise have planned this and she's pretending that she's taking meds? She did the whole thing and knew Emily was going to come in. I don't know. I mean, this is going way out on a limb.
Yeah.
But is she all about the money? She actually is crazy and she's trying to make it seem like her family's setting her up?
I know.
It's possible. I mean, in this show, honestly, anything's possible. But I think maybe the reason why she didn't seem as surprised is that her family has done things in the past maybe just as bad as this, to where, it didn't surprise her. She was like, oh, wow, okay, well, it's just another thing that, they've done to me.
And because they did say there was some Xanax in there, so probably helped her chill out a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay, that's what's up. All right.
It's like taking booze and your medication. They just kind of cancel each other out.
I don't know if that's true. And I really
I'm
don't
not
want
a
to find out
doctor.
with this.
I'm not a doctor. Yeah, let me make it clear.
It was sketchy. The whole thing is a little bit sketchy. And I think out of all of them, I know it sounds strange, but I just believe Lyman's face. And I was like, I can see where this is going. And I have a long-term prediction about him, which is why I think he's good. But you'll have to wait until predictions to hear it.
I agree with you, Roxy, but I also agree with Phil that he is a politician, so he
It's true.
is good
It's
at
true.
lying. So maybe that's
He's also
why.
an actor, so he's good at lying.
Right,
Yes.
right. So I'm kind of leaning more towards your thought that it is all the mother and he really didn't know.
But here's why I don't want that to be true then, because what Nolan did is basically wrong, and then we're just gonna say like, oh well, Nolan's stupid for doing and saying that.
I wouldn't say he's stupid. I think something's sketchy here, and if she is being poisoned,
Well, that's why I want Nolan to be right, And he
About
even,
the brother?
Yeah, because he even felt so defeated. He was like, "You were right, Emily." And she's like, "No, actually, you were right." And so I want him to continue that streak.
so you love Nolan Ross.
Always.
Oh my gosh, I love him.
You know what else we love?
What?
Michael Strahan hosting the Critics' Choice Movie Awards this Thursday night on A&E.
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do. It's the 20th Annual Critics' Choice Movie Awards, and it's live January 15th on A&E at 9 p.m. East Coast time and 6 p.m. West Coast time. As I said, it's hosted by Michael Strahan. Who doesn't love Michael Strahan?
Very valid point. I would watch just because of that.
Maria Menounos, our founder here, has co-hosted many a times with Michael Strahan. He's part of the fraternity here at AfterBuzz.
Why is it not a sorority?
I don't know.
It's a good question.
Either way, we've been listening to critics talk about all these movies all year long, and so now we finally get to see what they pick for the awards.
What do you pick, Phil?
What do I pick? I don't know, but Birdman leads the pack with 13 nominations. The Grand Budapest has 13, and Boyhood follows with 8, which is to me.
I haven't heard of any of those.
Oh, come on,
Are you
girl.
for real?
That's why she's
here.
on our TV network.
Get out of here. Let Roxy and I speak for a moment.
Yeah,
For Grand Budapest Hotel to get 11 nominations when it came out pretty much like almost, at this point, might as well call it a year ago.
This is
That's
a
insane.
year-long nomination. That's why it's the
I
2014.
get that, but most nominations come out, the award season comes out later in the year,
Oh, no, I know.
the end
For
of the
people
year.
still to be thinking about it, a lot of times people only remember what comes out at the end of the year, such as Birdman, and Boyhood came out a little earlier than that. But, I'm pretty pumped for Birdman and all their nominations, and I think that movie is just the best of the best.
And
What's
speaking
it about?
of, it's all about amazingness. Now, the honorees this year.
Yes. Why doesn't he be more specific? It's about amazingness.
Honorees this year for the Critics' Choice Movie Awards are Kevin Costner, Lifetime Achievement Award, Ron Howard, Louis the 13th Genius Award, and Jessica Chastain for Critics' Choice MVP Award.
Oh, she deserves it.
That's some big players right there. So definitely check it out this Thursday, A&E, 9 p.m., hosted by Michael Strahan.
Woo-hoo! I'll be watching. You too?
Sure, I'll watch because I don't know what any of these movies are about.
We gotta get you in the theater.
Apparently, I live under a rock.
Apparently.
We'll lift the rock. We'll help
Ask
you
me
out.
anything about sports, and I'm sure I can answer.
Or about revenge.
Or revenge.
All right, so let's talk more revenge. It's so tough to pick where to go down next.
Let's go to Margot.
Let's why don't we start with Ben and then open it up to Margot because they tie in.
All right.
Yeah.
I want to ask, just not really moving the plot forward here, but is not talking on the beach considered a date?
I mean,
That should be considered a date between Ben and Emily.
It's like,
well, because we don't know what they did before and after. It's like, did they just meet up, walk down the beach for a couple minutes, and then he left?
I understand she's tying up loose ends, so she probably called him. I don't know how they got there, so you're correct. But at the same time, the fact that they're there and kind of walking, it's a romantic setting.
Right, but my question also is, why does she need to tie up loose ends? It's not like has developed anything with him.
It's not about the romantic side. It's about the investigation.
the ongoing joke with women is like, I like long walks on the beach. Like that's, that's like what women say. That's exactly what this was. They were on a long walk on the beach. I don't even care how they got to that place. Like one of them called the other and said, want to go for a walk on the beach or whatever it is, even if they bumped into each other. Like when you're like that and it's not like a good friend of yours, which obviously they're not, that's romantic. That's romantic. So to me, it was a date, which was weird when he said, like, when am I going to be able to take you on the date? I don't know. I see
for Ben's benefit, I would have said, like, you know what, this is nice. We should go on another one of these.
What do you mean?
We should do this
Another
again.
date.
You as Emily or you
Me
as Phil?
as Ben.
Wait, you as Ben.
Okay, never mind.
No, I get it.
Yes.
Say like, oh, we should do this again. Meaning like, this is a date
this is
right now.
nice.
Let's hang out like this again.
Or at least been like, so this is a nice first date. Like even acknowledging that it's a date, so she couldn't really deny it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, but guys, we gotta look out for him at
Well,
this
it's
point.
not a traditional date. Maybe that's what he meant. Like he wants to take her to dinner and
It is. A long walk on the beach is like the traditional date. It's like
just walking on the beach, no dinner. I feel like dinner is a must for a date.
you need to be
No.
wine and dine before the beach.
You know,
I
why
mean,
is that
I
the
don't really
standard?
want to
Wouldn't
go
hurt.
much on the walk on the beach, to be honest. I don't like to get sand on my feet, and like if I'm not wearing a bathing suit.
Yeah, you want to just go to the basketball game. I get it.
Take me to a game, I'm fine.
Is dinner the only thing that constitutes a date?
No,
if I
it's
said,
not, but
Christina
I'm saying
Kaplan,
that's a
let's go
tradition.
see a football game, let's go to see a basketball game, that's not a date?
Well, it's different. I'm saying a traditional date. Not all girls are like me, Phil. I'm 1 in a million. So
That's true.
Damn right.
Too bad
yeah.
there's 6 billion in the world.
Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm 1 in a billion.
There
How
you
about that?
go.
There's,
So
maybe,
there's 6 of
there's
you?
maybe 5 other girls. No, I'm 1 in 6 billion.
There you go.
I think that's true. I think that's really true. I also no, maybe you're 1 in 3 billion because I think Emily Thorne is 1 in 3 billion. That girl, I don't even mean in a good way with her. With you, I mean in a good way with her. Oh gosh, if you've got her, I don't know. So I'm scared for Ben. She'll eat him alive.
Yeah, I think something's gonna happen to Ben. Well, now that he
now
heard
he
all that
knows.
stuff about what Victoria said, that Emily,
Everyone knows now. Who doesn't know anymore? Literally, let's go through all of the characters. Is there one person?
Victoria knows.
Victoria knows.
Charlotte knows.
Yep.
Daniel knew. Dead.
Yeah. David knows.
David knows. Jack knows. Nolan knows.
Ben knows.
Ben
Margot
knows.
Carl probably knows.
Yeah, on his birthday.
His bedtime story. Let me tell you about this
who
girl
else?
named Emily.
That's it. That's the whole cast, basically.
The Amanda Clark who died knows.
But does Louise know?
Well,
No, she
she's
didn't.
the only one
And
that.
it doesn't really matter if she knows.
Yeah.
Because I mean.
Malcolm now knows.
Right.
Yes.
Malcolm's daughter now knew. Like, so might as well print it in the New York Times. Like,
No, voulez.
Oh, good point.
We gotta get the exclusive. Come
Yeah,
on.
that's a good point. We can't steal
I think
stories.
she's going to. Because even though Victoria was
You
like, we have to
do.
keep this in the family, Margot's
Yeah, that was
pissed.
the world's dumbest decision in the
Margot's
world.
pissed.
No, I think there's
so-
no way. I think there's no way that she prints that.
And
Why?
then maybe Ben releases the information. It's going to come out to the public from, I think, either Ben or Margot.
When she finds out that Victoria is, because she's telling this whole story, when she finds out Victoria is missing, you think she's going to release this in Voulez? Like, Victoria's gone. She's MIA. She's going to get killed if you
Okay,
release
but
this.
let's take a step. So, okay, that's circumstantial. But let's say Victoria was not missing.
But
do
she,
you-
but she is.
But hypothetical,
But no-
would she want to release? If she could, would she release this information?
What aspects?
All of them?
To
I don't
clear
know.
Daniel's name because obviously Victoria told her about all the revenge plotting that Emily did. So she would, release this information saying that the whole marriage was a sham and that Emily ruined Daniel's life and ultimately got him murdered and all this stuff. You know what I mean? To clear Daniel's name, I feel like she would.
I would incriminate Victoria, though, and I don't think so because she's the only one alive. I don't think so. I think even though
I think Victoria at this point, like, does she like in some sort of like she knows like her time is spent in some sort of way. Like, what does she honestly like have to live for if that was to get out? Like, okay, how much pain can she really suffer at this point?
she has to live for David, I guess. If she
I mean, she
loves-
knows like, okay, he's sleeping on the damn couch.
No, here's what I think though. Honestly, as much as Margot's character annoys the living piss out of me, like which is just
I agree.
so much, I think she's a good person. I think the character actually has like a good heart, and I don't think she would release this. But I think it's enough for her to know. She just wanted to know, and she wants to, and I think she probably, when her kids turned old enough, or her kid, she would tell them. Like, I think that's really why she was doing this. I don't think she wants to like clear his name in the public and bring Victoria and Emily down. I don't think she's got that revenge in her the way that.
Okay, so then let's go to Ben.
Okay,
What's he gonna do with this information?
that's another
Well,
story.
He's been lied to by her.
I think he's gonna kill Jack.
He's going to re-investigate or attempt to, for sure. Because remember in the car, he said to Jack, Emily's not a killer. And I'm sure Victoria said, oh, she did this. It all
depends on how much Victoria said.
Right. So we don't know exactly what she said. But regardless, it's going to make him suspicious of her.
But I feel like she said everything because she said it. We have to go to the beginning.
Yeah.
So anytime you start a story at the beginning, it's not going to be a quick story.
Yeah, but all stories, there's what do they say? There's the one side, the other side, and then there's the truth.
Yeah, well, this is definitely Victoria's side.
Right. Which is going to make Emily look even worse.
Yeah, of course.
So-
It's gonna make her look worse. So then maybe he is gonna talk to Emily. Like,
Well,
I feel like he thinks he feels a bond with her. So
I mean, he's
I
going to
think he-
try
he
to talk
did.
to her, but now that she and Victoria are in Malcolm Black's clutches, so to speak.
Here's the thing: as a male, like Ben's pretty smart, right? Can we give him credit for there? Okay, so multiple times he's been trying to get a date, and when he puts these pieces together of like why she perhaps didn't go on a date with him, she's lied to him about this clearly, and she's about to leave town.
Yes.
okay,
That's true. When he puts all that together, you're right.
Then what?
Because I forgot.
Then,
about
from
the
his
whole-
perspective, it's like, Wow.
Suspicious.
I'm mad at her, not Victoria.
But once Margot, I mean, if he actually heard the whole story,
Yeah, but as a male, you're not going to be like, okay, based on these facts, let me see the third person perspective
No.
of this. And I see where,
what I'm
he's going to
saying
be
is,
pissed.
based on the whole story, he's gonna be pissed at Jack. Jack is the killer. Emily didn't kill him.
Right.
Him. She
But
didn't.
we don't know if Victoria actually told.
Yeah, that's...
That's what I'm
the
saying.
thing is we don't know all the details that she told. And like I said too, obviously we know Victoria is not Emily's number one fan, so she's going to paint an even worse picture of her.
Yeah.
Right. And if she tells Margot that she was the killer, I don't think she did though, because the one thing we hear her say is he was saving her life.
Right.
So I think that she did say it was Jack. I bet she said that. And if she did say that, then
That's true. Actually, I bet you he will go to Jack first.
Because Jack was trying to take some personal days. I mean, but at the same time, him trying to take personal days and her leaving town, that's suspicious on both their parts.
Right.
really suspicious of them together, and he knows that they have a history.
Yeah.
So maybe he thinks that Jack is Emily is Nolan. You know, that like Jack's been the partner in crime all these years.
Well, I know. Well, he knows about Faux Amanda, as Anna calls her, right? Being,
Faux Amanda?
Yeah, being Jack's wife, right? So I'm sure he's gonna have lots of questions, like, okay, so what's the deal if this is really, if Emily's really Amanda and who is this girl you were married to, and blah 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 blah, and you know, like, why were you there? Why was he's? I feel like you're right, Roxy, that he is gonna go to Jack first.
What happens when he finds out that Alvarez is dead? Is he gonna think that was
the
Jack?
other thing. That's it. Yeah, that's the other thing is, you know, when is that gonna come out? Where's his body? Like, what did Malcolm do with him?
I don't know.
Or is he really dead? Or did Malcolm just capture him as well? I mean, he stabbed him, we know that, but he also stabbed David and
I think he killed
saved
him. I think he probably killed him.
Anna and I speculated that he was going to be tortured because that's what he likes to do. Here's the if he was alive, you know, and you know, we'll talk about kind of predictions for next episode, because obviously everything that we're talking about here I think is going to get put to the side because Emily and Victoria have to escape, and I think that's what the episode is going to be. It would be interesting if Alvarez was there and they escaped, all three of them, and Alvarez would now like released evidence and whatever else. I think he's dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's dead too, honestly. We don't really have that much use for him anymore as a character.
Yeah.
Then again, this is Revenge, so usually when you think somebody's dead, they're not.
Yeah.
Especially
And
David.
should we talk about Chibs, or Malcolm
Yeah,
Black,
we kind of got to. And
since we weren't here last week?
Chibs?
That's his name on Sons of Anarchy.
so I don't know if anybody else is having.
Tommy Flanagan.
Yeah.
Right? That's the actor's name.
Yeah. I don't know.
Malcolm
Malcolm
Black.
Black,
Malcolm
yeah.
Black.
Okay, just Malcolm Black for me.
So I'm a diehard Suns fan, and it's been a little bit of a difficult transition for me. He's a very talented actor. I'm not trying to say anything other than that, but just because that show just had its series finale, and like now we're bringing him on this show, and it's not the same character, but both kind of like edgy. I'm just but I liked him on that show. I'm like, oh, does he have redeeming qualities on this show? Is he going to end up being good? And then I'm like, I don't think so.
I personally, and I have never really thought, I don't know, I can't say I've never thought this, but I feel like the writing for his character it's very cheesy to me. And I don't know if
On this show?
Yeah, I don't know if it's because I have such a, you know, all I see is his son's character, or the fact that it sounds like he's doing a bad Irish accent because he's trying to hide his Irish accent. I don't know. I just don't. I feel like all of his lines are they're so cheesy. Whereas in Sons, it would just seem so natural. He was just the acting was better in that show. His acting. I don't know.
You felt like the character fit him better, maybe.
Yeah, maybe just because this was the first episode where we really saw a lot more of him.
Yeah.
Maybe next episode it'll be different. Just right now, I kind of feel like his character seems cheesy.
How are you feeling about him?
As a someone who doesn't know him from that show,
Right.
I think he's good. At the same time, you know, they're giving him lines that are very villainous, quote unquote, because obviously, you know, when you go from all these different evil people, you know, at first kind of Victoria and then Conrad and whatever else, like, this is our guy now, and so we have to absolutely hate him.
But think about, you brought up Conrad. Think about the way that he delivered those lines.
I mean, he was very good.
You know what I mean? That's what I'm
Anna
saying.
would be saying the same thing. You know,
No,
it's her
I know.
favorite.
But that's what I'm saying is, like, I feel like maybe it's just his delivery because he's trying to hide his accent or what. But it just.
But Conrad
it comes
also had to
off
live with
less
these
villainous.
people. Conrad had to live with these people and whatever else, and we, you know, we know our sole purpose for him in this season is to eliminate him. He's our person to get rid of. Conrad, yes, but that was the, you know, it was.
It's interesting though because you bring up the fact that he is our villain right now. Like he is the one, and always we had like, oh my God, I hate to even go back to this, but like the initiative. And then there's Victoria, there was Conrad, but right now it's really confusing because we have a lot, for lack of better words, confusing. We have a lot of different villains. Like, is Elise a villain? Is Margot a villain? Is Victoria a villain? Or is she becoming good? Is David a villain? Is Ben gonna become a villain, or is Malcolm the villain? I don't even know who I like or who I dislike anymore. I guess it happens on the show a lot, actually.
I agree with Roxy. There's a lot of like kind of questions about a bunch of characters. I think we're pretty sure that Malcolm is the top villain right now.
Right.
But it's like we don't really know about David because he's saying he wants to kill Victoria, and then, you know, this whole flash drive and other things, and it's like, well, what else is going on?
And then he has no soul anymore.
Yeah, because he's not sharing anything with us or anyone. We know Victoria's always kind of been the villain, but it seems like she's almost like, well, I've got really nothing left to fight for.
Yeah,
I feel like
lost.
she's kind of on the decline in terms of villainous.
Right, because I always looked at her as way worse than David, but when we just look at what David went through, and I'm not even saying it's his fault, but, you know, we see flashbacks, he tries to get that message out, and then what ends up happening is he has to murder somebody, and he does it.
You know what it reminds me of is Homeland, how Brody obviously was a good soldier. He gets captured and brainwashed by these people.
Spoiler alerts.
What do you mean? They're on the 4th season.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I haven't seen a single one.
I get what you're
that's
saying,
the
though.
premise. That doesn't spoil anything.
Fair
Everyone
enough.
knows he gets captured and brainwashed. You know what I mean? But deep down, it's a good person. But
Yeah, it
he's
used
been
to be a good person,
brainwashed,
but who
you know?
are
So
you?
it's like same like David. You know, we are just seeing glimpses of the things that he's been put through. So we don't know what else, you know, he's gone through and stuff like that. So yeah, they're definitely. I'm just. From where we started in the beginning, I'm just so happy that this season, like, it's getting so good right now.
I agree.
And you know, with David Clark, I mean, at this point, it's all or nothing in terms of Malcolm Black because you're luring him in. No matter what you do, you have to get him somehow, right? And so you're using the daughter. We know the daughter is dead. There's nothing you can do with it. Like, and as soon as he finds out that the daughter's dead.
You know, I kind of wish she wasn't dead, though.
Yeah, that he had that real leverage.
Yeah.
But that's what makes it conflicting because that's your only.
No, absolutely. That's the only leverage, and I agree with what you're saying. But I liked that character, and I thought that maybe we'd be able to get her on our team, and that would be some sort of different whatever.
Like, because she was really in love with Jack or something.
Yeah, or something
Yeah.
like fell in love, whatever it is. But we don't have
This
her.
isn't sports. You don't make just trades like, hey, you know what? Kate Taylor signed a 3-year contract for Team Emily. Like, that's not how it
It
works.
kind of is how life works, a little bit.
Sometimes.
I'll trade you this for that. That's kind of how it is.
Anything could happen for love.
Yeah, that was clearly
just
the best
happened?
love.
What just happened?
But only over dinner, never over long walks on the beach.
Yeah,
or
because that's
sports
not a
games.
date or
No.
anything.
Phil.
I don't
I'm
understand.
speaking in the traditional terms. I don't care. I agree with you. I think that all of those could be considered dates, but I'm just speaking traditionally. If you were to ask someone what is a first date, they're going to ask you to dinner. Like, that's just what everyone sees as a first date.
Well, maybe I'm a hopeless romantic because I like to think of cooler things
Yeah.
than just a stupid dinner. That's any guy coming up with
You're
dumb
gonna
crap.
make some woman so happy someday. Phil.
From
And
what
you
is
can
it?
find Phil on Tinder these days.
Can you?
Just kidding. I don't know. Can I? That would be an interesting.
For
Swipe,
all dating
whatever.
inquiries, if you want to date
Info
Phil,
at AfterBuzzTV.com.
Do you
Email.
think you would be able to handle Emily as your girlfriend?
I'm not an amazing hacker, so no. I feel like she would have a need for me. Like I don't know what my role exactly would be. I would need to fill something role
Yeah.
besides just like the physical
and,
stuff.
Yeah, and she. Oh my god.
Oh gosh.
But also she's like so. I feel like she's so smart and so just like. She thinks differently than the normal person or even the above average person. So
That's me.
I feel like she needs like a super genius, like crazy, like
All
hacker.
right,
like,
we get it,
you
we get it,
know?
we get it.
I think Phil's a super genius. Yeah. I mean,
All right.
she does say that today. She talks about her hacker best friend. Maybe she's destined to be with Nolan. You never know.
Yeah, maybe he's.
The one.
Perhaps.
We haven't seen any Emily Jack vibes recently.
There's no time for it.
Ain't nobody got time for love.
I almost feel like.
They're trying to like squash that.
I feel like I don't even want to say it, but I kind of feel like she's just gonna end up alone.
Because she picked the path of revenge.
You know, like I feel like
Do
there's
you mean
really.
alone, like not even with her dad?
well,
Who, by the way, there's some weird sexual tension there too. I'm sorry, I have to
no,
say.
I
it.
agree. I felt that too. I was like, it almost, yeah.
Their hug, it was like.
And I don't know. And it's also they both like, have the whisper voice when they talk to each other. Like,
Okay, what's
They, like, long
if
for
we're
each
gonna go
other.
down this route, what's creepier, Victoria and Patrick or Emily and David?
Yeah, wow, I didn't realize how many times I said that, but that was weird too.
Yes.
I'm-
Oh my gosh. I think Victoria and Patrick was weirder
Definitely.
because it was a much stronger sexual tension.
Yeah,
there.
it's so pathetic that my mind is programmed at this point when I see like a good-looking man and a good-looking woman on screen. I'm like, there's gotta be
It's
sexual
not
tension.
though. The way that she acted towards him, it wasn't
it's
that
the-
it
it's
was
the
his
whisper
program.
talk.
Yeah, it is. I swear, because I was even noticing it. Like Nolan does the whisper talk a lot, but like his is kind of more of like a. Not swaggy, but you know what I mean,
Like
like
sassy
just, yeah,
more?
kind of like it fits more with his personality. But David and I don't know that's one thing I've said it before on our after show that his whole whisper talk like all the time, like come on, just speak normal.
Let's talk about the lighthouse, ladies and gentlemen.
And Montauk.
In
I
Montauk.
told her to meet me at the lighthouse. A suicidal, sad mother.
That's right. So, Victoria comes to the lighthouse, okay, ladies and gentlemen. And who is there?
All right, let's bring it up.
Your
You gotta
voice
bring it
is
up.
not scratchy and whispery
Yeah,
enough.
yours
Who's
is just like
there
an
but
actual
Emily?
whisper. You gotta have like the kind of talking, kind of not thing going on.
I see what you're doing.
Yeah, you're
it's,
getting there.
Yes.
You're getting
All right.
there.
All right. I mean, how great was this scene?
It was.
The lighthouse scene.
Yes.
You're a psycho.
I'm a psycho.
Yeah, it was scary.
Why? Yeah, I mean, I know it was so intense.
Why? What was scary about that? What's
didn't-
scary about being shot? Oh, nothing.
I didn't expect that to happen.
The shots, nobody did.
I know, but I didn't. Well,
Did you expect it to be Emily though, who was texting her?
It
Victoria?
didn't surprise me that it was Emily. I thought it really was going to be David, and he was just going to say like, "Screw it, I'm going to kill her." You know, like I don't care what Emily
So you thought
said.
Victoria might die in this episode?
Yeah, I did. Or no,
guess
well,
we're-
no.
It would have been a failed attempt.
No. Yes,
A failed
exactly.
attempt.
A failed attempt. I didn't think she would really die. I thought he would try to, she'd get away somehow.
Wow,
but
if we killed
I thought-
Conrad and then Daniel and then Victoria, we were really going after it.
I thought somehow she was going to work into David's plan of like now knowing what Jack did and messed him up. It was like going to be okay. How do I get out of this? All right, my only leverage now somehow is just to throw Victoria at Malcolm Black, and I don't know how that would have served, but clearly that didn't happen.
yeah.
So
Emily picked up things from her hacker friend.
I knew something was going to happen because I was like, all right, well, what? She's not just going to call her here to confront her and then be like, all right, see you later. Something was going to happen, but I did not expect Malcolm to come and shoot them and take them.
Yeah, that was really intense. And honestly, I could not be more excited for a duo. Like Victoria and Emily having to work together.
Yeah.
What's better than that?
I'm so excited
Nothing.
to see what happens.
Oh, it's so cool.
should we get into some predictions.
Yeah. Let's do it.
And now, your AFTERBUZZ TV predictions.
By the way, if there's anything we missed in tonight's episode in our discussion, just let us know, comment, and we love hearing from you. That's why we do what we do, and you guys have great opinions and theories. Half of them, only half, are better than ours.
I would say majority. And speaking for myself, no, seriously, we read every comment that you guys write. I love corresponding with you guys on YouTube and iTunes and Twitter, of course. So keep
And
it coming.
Instagram, maybe. If you, you know.
Sure. Facebook, Instagram.
Is this show? I do several shows. We had the Christmas balls made from us. Yes,
Buffy.
that's the yes.
Yeah, but yeah, exactly.
See?
Those are
Our
amazing.
number one fan.
Our fans love us.
Those are called ornaments, I believe.
Yeah, what'd you call them? Christmas
And
balls?
I'm the Jew. I'm the Jew.
Christmas balls.
And I'm trying to teach you about ornaments.
Well, where I was going with this is we need to work together, like Victoria and Emily, so that way together we host an amazing show. Together, Victoria and Emily get out alive
Their
from Malcolm
only
Black's.
hope is each other.
That's right.
That is so cool, though. I mean, it's like, I don't know whether they'd rather die than work together. We'll see.
It seems like, I mean, that's what you would think. So now, you know, after everything they've been through, it's like
Yeah.
they hate each other so much that they would rather die than work together, but we know that they will work together.
But Victoria, I mean, Emily has something to live for. Victoria could just be like, you know what? I don't really care.
She's such a fighter, though.
Yeah,
she
I don't
always
see her
wants to
just
live.
giving up.
Who used the word? She's a survivor.
I think that might have been an honest statement. And I agree with that. She is a survivor. But I also thought that about Conrad. And he didn't survive so well. Yeah. Sucks to suck. Yeah. Unless he's actually alive. You never know.
I know, right?
I'm keeping that hope alive just for you, Anna. Miss you, girl. Yeah, this is really cool. And especially because since the two of them, every single person in the Hamptons is going to be looking for them. Like, you got to figure that Nolan's going to be looking, Jack's going to be looking,
Ben.
David.
Ben's going to be looking, David's going to be looking, Margot's going to be
David,
looking.
out of everyone, is probably going to be super freaked out, and he's going to know exactly where they are. Like, he knows that they're with Malcolm.
And they're going to say, give us Kate. And he's going to be like, about that, yeah, she's dead.
She's
so,
in the ground over here.
Yeah.
You can have her.
Your daughter's dead, so how do you feel about giving me the two people I love back? Like, what? He's got nothing.
I'm predicting that David's going to have to choose. Like, Malcolm's going to say, you can have one of them. Like, who's it going to be, you know?
Easy choice.
Well,
You have
we
to put him
know-
in a harder predicament than that.
But is it really a hard predicament? Because he's chosen Victoria over Emily multiple times in the past.
He's claimed he was going to kill her, but we don't actually know if that's true.
Right. So I feel like that could be.
I think he would pick Emily, but I don't think he would. That would be a decision he's actually going to make because I think everybody's going to have to team together. Like, Margot's not going to let that happen, you know? Not that,
True.
So I think that there are going to be people fighting for each one of them. I don't know. But it does seem like Malcolm likes to play games. So, you know, one or the other
This
thing.
isn't Saw.
He kind
Kinda
of reminds
is.
me of.
No, it kind of is. It's like, do you want your daughter to live or do you want to
Wait.
kill this man?
Let's play a game.
Do you guys want to know what my prediction is, though?
Sure.
Oh, yeah, that's yes.
Yeah, yes, that is the segment of the show. I teased this earlier, but I think that we're going to get a Nolan-Lyman relationship because I think that he's really a good guy. And I'm not sure if Elise is good yet or not, but Louise Ellis, what I call her, Elise. I combined her first and last name. I think that the mom's definitely bad. The brother probably is not, and him and Nolan.
He's closet gay.
Yeah, and it might ruin his political career, and they have to keep it a secret, or maybe that becomes like his platform. I don't know.
Can't
'cause I
Luis and
can't-
Nolan just be together?
I
don't
just
see
don't
that
feel the
happening.
vibes.
No, it's very friendship vibe.
It's not even friendship. It's more like you're my puppy dog, and I need to take care of you because you're sick.
That's
Like,
true. No, it is kind of like that.
Yeah.
But I agree. I think I could see that happening, Lyman and Nolan, and I don't think that his character is just going to be done. Like he was only on for one episode. Like they need to. I feel like they're going to develop that a little bit more. So that's
Yeah,
that's
but they can't. They can, so they have to make out. Like really?
Let's bring back Charlotte and Patrick and have everybody duke it out for relationships. And what was the computer hacker's name that I always ask where he went?
Javier.
Javier, you come on back too.
All right.
And Lydia, while we're at it.
Speaking
Bring
of
in the
people
gang
coming back, you fans come back next week. 'Cause hopefully you guys enjoyed this week.
Oh, and we'll be back in full force.
Hopefully.
Who
knows?
I cannot guarantee
Apparently, Roxy and I are dead to Anna.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's a little intense.
Yeah.
Well, she's taking the
We're
revenge
working
out.
some things out. Fans, we're working some things out.
We have to come back. Next week's episode is going to be amazing.
I agree.
Absolutely.
And the
In the
whisper talk.
meantime, definitely comment below. Let us know what your thoughts are. And in the meantime, if you guys want more direct interaction, Roxy.
You can find me everywhere at Roxy Striar. And Anna, isn't here. And
Comment
Tina.
from there.
Christina Kaplan. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Tina Cap.
Tina Cap, that's right. And we're here at AfterBuzz TV, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all that stuff. So definitely thank you guys yet again for your continued support every single week.
I really want to know everybody's predictions this week. I want to know what they think is going to happen for next week.
You want to get millions of comments.
Yeah, I really do. I mean, I think that there's a lot of questions that people can answer.
Yes.
And you guys are wicked smart.
That's right. So definitely take the time, write them down. We'll see you next week.
Woo!
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.